For today's breakfast, we've got youtiao, which is fried bread. It's kind of like an elephant ear donut sort of hybrid, but it's not sweet. I lived in China in 1996. I got the sickest I ever got from eating one of these. And yet, however many years later, tastes right. Rice porridge once again, boiled egg. And I don't know what this is. It's basically a jiaozi with almost a mochi outside. Okay, that is real, and that's live right now. That's not computer graphics. That was a military march that was like 5 kilometers long. So today is China National Day, which is a celebration of the founding of the People's Republic of China. As you saw on that TV, they're holding a massive military parade in Beijing. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Anyways, today we don't have anything on the plan. For now, I'm gonna head over to the hotel. Weather's beautiful today. It's cooled off significantly. That's about it. So, if I haven't mentioned it, I lived in Beijing, China in 1996. At that time, foreigners in China were extremely uncommon. And let me tell you, everybody stared at you if you were a foreigner. That is largely not the case anymore. Like, since I've come here, like, it's almost kind of weird how much people don't stare at you. It's getting to the point where it almost felt more weird to not be stared at. But I had my first experience with somebody staring at me. This little girl was walking with a group of her friends, just suddenly stopped and just like put her face right in mine, and I was like, what? And then she just ran away. But for the most part, I feel like foreigners in China is not nearly such a weird thing anymore. And it must be much more common, so people just don't even think about it. I don't know who this kid is, but we're going to lunch and we're gonna eat an entire goat, apparently. 你给他说，跟他说都可以。Hello, hi. 过去。你这样转过去。没事的，你害羞干嘛呢？就这样，你看潘一新多。Yo, this dude is speaking Chinese to me. Don't understand a word he's saying. He's like philosophizing and everything. So we're eating goat. This is not somebody's house. This is just a restaurant, but we've got security guard over here. He's not a security guard, he's a boss. This is awesome. What is this mother doing? This is an awesome environment though. It's like a little farms, corn. Although, I think this is bamboo. I don't know what this is. This is bigger than corn. Nice looking rock face over there. It's funny, I have a similar feeling when I go to the middle of the forest, for instance, in that this is all going on all the time. Like, they've probably done this many times before. And yet, on the other side of the world, I had no idea this was happening. And it continues to happen whether I'm here or not. And it's just like this weird feeling of like the world is way bigger than we can actually hold in our brains. In our brains, we're just like, oh yeah, you know, it's just like, you know, I go to the grocery store or whatever, but all of this is happening all over the world. This is like equivalent to going to Evansville, Indiana, and playing in a washers tournament on 4th of July. Like, it's very similar. Very similar vibe. In fact, it's even doubly similar because we've got a bunch of corn right here. That's a very Indiana thing. Wish I knew more about vegetables and plants and stuff so I could tell you what they're growing here. I'm sure somebody who's watching this knows, and you can comment and tell us what they're growing here. I'm sure it's all quite delicious. Man, can you imagine eating a vegetable out of a garden like this? Look at those corns. Let's go look at those corns. Look how fresh those corns look. Come on, son. Look at that fresh corn. Yo, we gotta check out this random dock right here. Oh, it's locked. Okay, now we're gonna find out what's up this random path. Probably nothing, but we'll go take a look anyway. I just wanna watch for any snakes. Dude, there is a water buffalo over there. Yo, look at that thing. I'm gonna assume it's domesticated. I wanna get a closer look, but we won't get too close just so I don't get gored by a water buffalo. So random. Where am I right now? Look at this mofo. That's crazy. What is he doing there? Just resting? I mean, I don't blame him. It's a perfectly nice day to be sitting around resting. You know, that is one very big incentive for educating yourself and learning new things, is that when you go traveling, you won't feel like such a polar dunce cap because you don't know what's going on and you can't read anything and you can't speak the language. Although there is an aspect of that that's really fun to not know what's going on. But to know what's going on, man, I would really prefer that. I do have no idea where I'm at right now. Like whether I'm wandering on somebody's like cemetery or whatnot, I'm not sure. I hope not. But I think this is the end of the road anyway, so. Judging by from last time when we were here and we went to our family cemetery, this might be the same sort of deal. Yo, check this out. Weishi. It's a CRT flat screen. Old school VGA. Not so good condition. Also, this road is hilariously narrow. So to wrap up for today, it was mostly just hanging out with those guys, watching them play cards. Only locals would ever know anything about that, so I feel very privileged to have been able to witness that. Now it is definitely time to end the day early, but until then, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, that was filmed on October 1st of 2019. It is currently March 30th, 2020. And I just gotta interject real quick. I cannot believe that that is music. I know that people have very different tastes, but I listen to that and I'm just like, what is happening? How are you standing there listening to that for more than 10 seconds? Astonishing. The world, actually, I'm not sure I'm gonna address it anywhere else, but I'm gonna address it here. After this trip to China, like sometimes you travel abroad and you're like, oh man, people are so similar. And in many ways, they're very, very similar. And then after this trip, I was like, the cultural gap between countries can sometimes be so astonishing. It almost seems insurmountable. Like I look at the difference in the culture, I'm like, how will people ever understand each other unless they're in the same location at the same time for an extended period of time? There's just no way. You just cannot understand each other unless you're actually physically together. And that's gonna be a problem the world will always have until we figure out a way to teleport or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow for another China vlog.